Having good kidney function is mandatory to live your optimal life, but there's a lot of misinformation out there that if you listen to it can lead you to avoiding things that don't really protect your kidney function or to ignoring things that really affect your kidney function negatively. I'm Dr. Ken Berry, a family physician with over 20 years of experience of helping people protect their kidneys. Let's talk about 7 things that will destroy your kidney function, and then 5 big fat lies that doctors tell patients every day that don't protect their kidney function in any way. The most important thing you have to understand about your kidneys is that they have a filtering role. They filter your blood. That is indeed one of the things they do, but they do many other things as well. Having suboptimal kidney function can really affect your life in a negative way. So let's go through the list of things that will destroy your kidneys. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you 5 big fat lies doctors tell patients every day. I don't think it's them trying to be deceptive. I just don't think they know better yet. But with your help, we can help educate every doctor in the world about what actually destroys kidney function and what helps preserve it. So the number one thing that will destroy your kidney function is high blood sugar, prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, or uncontrolled type 1 diabetes. When you run a chronically high blood sugar every day, you are destroying your nephrons. That's the little individual cell packets in your kidneys that do all the work. And when you've destroyed enough of these nephrons, you're going to be diagnosed with something called chronic kidney disease. Now, everything I'm going to talk about in this video also applies to someone with polycystic kidney disease as well. So if you have that, then this video, everything I say in this video applies to you as well. So the number one thing you can do to protect your kidney function is to get your blood sugar back down to normal. You do this by eating a very, very low carbohydrate diet. That's going to keep you from having the blood sugar spikes, even if you're a type 1 diabetic. Number 2 on the list of things that destroy your kidneys is chronically high insulin levels. So if you're eating a high carbohydrate diet and then you've been diagnosed with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes and you're taking one of the type 2 diabetes medications that lowers your blood sugar, that medicine actually works by raising your insulin. The problem is there's tons of research out there that shows that chronically high levels of insulin, aka hyperinsulinemia, also damages your kidneys as well. So again, the way to fix this is to lower the amount of carbohydrates you eat in your diet each and every day. This is going to keep your blood sugar lower. Therefore, your pancreas won't make extra insulin, and you won't have to inject extra insulin or take a pill that makes your pancreas secrete too much insulin. Number 3 thing that will destroy your kidneys is uncontrolled high blood pressure. Most people think this is from eating too much salt, or it's genetic, or blah, blah, blah. Truth of the matter is that 80 to 90% of essential hypertension in the world is caused by chronic hyperinsulinemia, which causes an inordinate amount of fluid to be held in the body in an unhealthy manner. This is called edema. And once you lower your carbohydrate intake, which lowers your blood sugar, therefore lowers your insulin, all of a sudden you're able to diurese away all this extra unhealthy fluid that you're holding, and your blood pressure will come back down either to normal or very close to normal. The number 4 thing that will destroy kidney function is taking anti-inflammatories on a daily basis. Now, these can be over-the-counter anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen or naproxen. This can also be prescription anti-inflammatories like Celebrex or any of the other anti-inflammatories. Taking these on a daily basis is very, very hard on your kidneys, and over the years will cause some degree of kidney damage. Now, caveat, it's fine to take an anti-inflammatory occasionally. If you strain your back or twist an ankle or something like that, you can take an anti-inflammatory for a few days. That's how they're intended to be used. But many doctors allow their patients to take anti-inflammatories for days and days and months and years, and this is going to destroy your kidneys. The next thing on the list of things that destroys kidney function is smoking tobacco or chewing tobacco or dipping tobacco. Tobacco in any form is going to create inflammatory molecules that wreak havoc on your kidney function. If you use any form of tobacco, please wean that down and stop that. The next thing on the list that will destroy your kidney function is drinking too much alcohol on a continuous basis. So if you have a birthday and you drink 2 beers and then you don't touch a beer again for months, that's not a big deal, right? In the big picture, that's not that bad. But daily alcohol use or overuse, or especially abuse, is going to harm your kidney function. If you're currently drinking alcohol on a daily basis, I would highly advise you wean that down so that you're having an alcoholic drink on occasion, but not on a daily basis. And then number 7 on this list of things that will destroy your kidney function is eating or drinking a high oxalate diet. So there are a long list of vegetables that are very, very high in oxalates. Some are so high in oxalates that if you eat them without cooking them thoroughly, they can actually give you an acute oxalate reaction. Some have lower levels of oxalate, but still too many. The most common kidney stone that plagues mankind is the calcium oxalate stone. Now, a lot of doctors like to focus on the calcium part of that, but I contend that we need to be lowering the oxalate intake, especially in someone who's had a previous kidney stone. The way kidney stones can damage and destroy your kidney function is if you have a stone large enough that completely occludes your ureter, then you can have back pressure on that kidney, and kidneys don't like back pressure. Too much of that for too long a period of time will destroy your kidney function. Now, let's talk about the 5 things that doctors very commonly counsel patients to avoid and imply that this will protect your kidney function, that somehow these 5 things are bad for your kidneys. And in every single case, there's either not a shred of evidence to support that, or there's copious amounts of evidence that refutes that. Okay? First and foremost is that eating too much protein, especially animal protein, is hard on your kidneys or will harm your kidneys or cause kidney damage. Not only is there's not a shred of evidence to support this. There are multiple research studies that show that people who have eaten lots of healthy animal protein over their entire life, it doesn't affect their kidney function in any negative way. This is a myth out there. Some people would call this a big fat lie. You can eat as much animal protein as you want, and you're never going to harm your kidney function. Now, if you're gorging on protein shakes that have highly concentrated pulverized protein in them, then potentially you could ingest too much protein and harm your kidneys. But getting protein from animal-based sources, basically the place where humans have gotten protein for the last 2.5 million years at least, that's not going to harm your kidneys. It just doesn't even make good sense. Number 2 is, you're getting too much saturated fat. Cut down on saturated fat to protect your kidneys. This is a very common thing doctors tell patients. The next time your doctor tells you this, I want you to say to your doctor very politely and respectfully, "Doctor, could you please print off the research study that proves this?" And then listen to the crickets chirp as your doctor is unable to come up with any research whatsoever. This is an opinion. This is a fad belief in medical community right now. There's no research whatsoever that shows in any way that eating a diet high in healthy saturated fat coming either from coconut oil or from animal foods that are rich in healthy saturated fat, these are not going to harm your kidneys. That is a big fat lie. Number 3 is that, don't eat keto or carnivore. That's bad for your kidneys. And I think most of this comes from the high amounts of animal protein and healthy saturated fat that are in a ketogenic diet or a carnivore diet. But also I think there's the second layer of healthcare providers who just believe that magically keto is bad for your kidneys or magically a carnivore diet is bad for your kidneys. There's not a shred of controlled research that proves this or even suggests that this is true. If your doctor says keto will hurt your kidneys or carnivore will hurt your kidneys, you need to start looking for a new doctor because it shows you that they do not understand the basic physiology of renal function and that they are very susceptible to buying into and believing myths and fads that are currently popular. Not a good look for a doctor. Number 4 is that you need to limit caffeine, because caffeine is bad for your kidneys. Once again, doctors have been trying to prove for decades that caffeine is bad for any part of your body. And there's not a shred of research evidence that shows that drinking a reasonable amount of caffeine a day, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 cups of coffee, there is zero research that shows that that will harm your kidneys or your kidney function. It's just not true. And then number 5 is a biggie. Many nephrologists and internal medicine docs and family docs will tell patients, you've got to lower your salt intake to protect your kidneys. Again, this doesn't even make good physiological sense when you add in the fact that ancestrally human beings have been seeking out sources of sodium, of salt in their diet for hundreds of thousands of years. It doesn't make any sense on an ancestral basis. Then when you look at the research of this, there's literally no research that shows that eating an adequate salt diet is going to harm your kidneys in any way. And what I mean by adequate salt diet is that you salt your food to taste. Let your taste buds be your guide. If you're eating food that is salty enough to make your taste buds happy, that's not a sin. You're not a glutton. You're not a loser. That's what mammals are supposed to do. Now, if you've already had some degree of kidney damage due to previous insults, bad diet, smoking, alcohol, whatever, then I encourage you to check out one of the 2 playlists in the show notes down below. There's Keto 101 and Carnivore 101. We have had hundreds, if not thousands of people now reach out to us and say, hey, I had stage 1 CKD, stage 2, stage 3, even stage 4. And when I gave keto a try, or gave a carnivore diet a try, after 90 days of keto or carnivore, or 180 days of keto carnivore, my kidney function actually improved. My doctor was blown away, couldn't explain it. And my doctor basically said, well, I don't care if your kidney function got better, keto still will kill your kidneys. So please, I implore you, avoid the 7 things that I talk about at the beginning of this video and completely ignore the final 5 things that I covered in this video. Hope this helps you a lot. Here's to your kidneys and long-term kidney health. This is Dr. Barry. I'll see you next time.